What is going on, everyone? And today we are here for week 12 of the Falken Tyres GT4 Fixed Track Guide series. This week we are at Red Bull Ring. It's a fun circuit, this one is. There's a couple of places, but you've got to be really careful about. So this track, even though it's got some really big braking zones, the actual the go with the track is you want to flow the car a lot, especially through that second and third sector. Like, there's a lot of time to be made by actually just sort of holding momentum, even through turn one, even though it's a big braking zone up the hill, and turn three, the line you take and how you actually flow the car through the corner can actually make the biggest difference in actual lap time. So hopefully this guide helps you guys. I hope you've had a good season of racing. This is the last season, the last week of the season, so we'll be taking a nice little break for a week after this, and then we'll be firing in again for season 1 of 2024 in the coming weeks. So looking forward to getting that with you. If you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, turn on them notifications if you're getting something out of these guides. Really appreciate it, guys. Good luck for your last week of racing, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so now we're going to break down the lap. So as we're coming up the hill, you'll see in a second, I'm just going to start to slow it down. I actually moved the car across behind the curb, and I'm just going to stop right now. So just before the 100-meter board, I'm actually using the orange painted part of the Armco sign, which is about half a meter to a meter before the 100-meter board. That is my brake pressure. Nice big brake pressure here. So you'll see I'm giving myself as much room as possible to really try and flow as much corner speed through the first corner as possible. So as I start to slow it down, right, nice big brake pressure, fifth gear, back to third, you'll see a turn in quite early here, so there's no real reference point on where I turn in, but you'll see how much curb I actually use on the inside here. I actually hit the little yellow curb mid-corner, right? The car bounces, but it's not like an out-of-control bounce like you get at, like, say, Coda. But you'll see I run the car right to the edge of this yellow curb here. Now, as long as your car does not cross over the yellow curb, you are fine. So I find that even dropping 2 tyres on top of it is okay. As long as you don't cross it, you're fine. So that's how we look at that part. And then I start to let the car run back out onto the track. I'm just going to speed it up as we're coming up the hill. So you'll see I'll go to the right-hand side of the circuit to try and open up the corner as I come up the hill so I get a nice straight braking zone. And we're just going to start to slow it down here. Same again here. I don't use as much curb here, but I still do put 2 tyres on the curb. big brake pressure just past the 100-meter board. So you'll see car's just starting to squat. So it's in line with the 100 meters as I'm braking, but I run the car in a little bit deeper here, as you'll see. So on the curb still, you'll see I start to go towards the green just before I start to turn in. There's that change in bitumen as we get to the crest of the hill. That's where I start to turn the car in at the corner. You'll see I rotate the car around. I don't use as much curb here. I still use quite a bit on the inside, but just not as much as I did at turn 1. Then I'm trying to unwind the steering lock as fast as possible. Same again here, use the yellow curb as a reference marker, and then run it out. Get the wheel nice and straight, and then start to carry the speed down this next sort of long straight, getting ready for the next corner. So I stay in the middle of the road, and then as I come through here, I start to square the car up. I'm looking for the 100-meter board again here. On the curb again here. Nice big brake pressure right now. You'll see the nose just starts to squat. So this one's just before the 100-meter board. The only reason I'm braking slightly earlier is because it's downhill. So you'll see again here, I'm using all the curb on the entry. I turn the car in early here because what I want to do is carry the speed. So 2 red blocks from the end, you'll see I turn the car in. I want to use as much of the curb on the inside as possible here to help with the rotation of the car. So say I get the right-hand tyres up on the curb, pick the throttle up, the car's going to slide off the corner, but you see it's still carrying good speed. Use all the exit curb and then start to sort of like turn back towards the right-hand side of the track. Second gear through that middle of the corner and then pick the throttle up. As we come through this bit here, flat out. Alright, you're looking for the 50-meter board as you come into the corner. You'll see I sort of slide through the corner, back to the curb on the 50, and then as soon as I get to the 50, I sort of just, I wouldn't say I jump on the brakes, I just sort of tap the brakes. I'm more trailing it here than actually like a massive peak pressure. I think I only get to like 50 to 60% brake pressure here, so you'll be able to check all that out on the data in Garage 61 in the link below if you guys want to see where the exact peak pressures are. You'll see I turn in just from the end of the curb, and then I sort of like it's kind of complicated here because it's really easy to pick the throttle up too early and make a mistake. But what you want to do is get the 2 left-hand tyres up on the curb, and then once you're sort of in line with this little flag marshal stand directly in front of us, that's when I really start to apply the throttle. Car slides off the corner in 3rd gear, run it down the hill, use all the curb. I find as long as the left-hand tyres are inside the white line, you're not going to get done. Same again here, you get to the escape road, just at the end of it, there's that curb that sort of just merges from the other little track layout. That's when I start to turn the car at the corner. Same again here, use a lot of curb on the inside. So I'm helping the car to rotate in 3rd gear here and trying to carry as much momentum and speed as possible through here. This track is all about that flow more than big braking pressures. Even though there's a couple of big braking stops, you really need to flow the car through the corners. Use a lot of curb here, and then you let the car drift back towards the left-hand side of the circuit. You'll use quite a lot of curb on the exit there. As you'll see, I'll speed it up a little bit through here. And then you set yourself up on the left-hand side. Nice big brake pressure just before the 50-meter board. I've actually found going back 1 gear from 4th to 3rd. You'll see nice brake pressure. I release the brake early in 3rd gear. Turn the car in. I use all the curb on the inside here. It just helps with rotation. And in 3rd gear, I'm actually able to attack the throttle through here, where in 4th, I had to flow the car. 3rd gear, I was able to just sort of get on that throttle and help it to like rotate a little quicker and attack the corner. Coming down here, you see I put half the car over the curb again. As long as the right-hand tyres aren't over that white line, you're fine. And then as you turn into the last corner, last red square, turn it in. Use 2 tyres over the yellow curb, just a tiny bit, just to help with a little bit of extra rotation and just really to carry as much mid-corner speed as possible. Let the car slide right out to the exit curb. Use all that curbing, all that green painted concrete, run it up over the start-finish line. And there you go, guys. That is your walkthrough track guide for week 12 of the Falken Tyres Fixed GT4 Challenge Series. Hope this has helped you guys. Good luck for this last week of racing. Hope you enjoy your week 13 break, and we will see you next week, in 2 weeks' time for season 1 of 2024. See you then, guys.